What's up, everybody? The Trade Baron here, doing a daily recap on April 29th, 2025. All right, so looks like our first trade of the day right here came in right here at around 8 o'clock. All right, so about right here. This looks like this would have been a great entry. Here we go. We were just taking this one short. Stop loss would have just been above a swing high, which changes as the trade goes on. So our next stop loss would have been about right there, and then our next stop loss would have been right here at this one, and then this one appears to have gotten hit, so about right there. And you get about 43 points off of this trade. The next trade that was going to come in after that was this one right here. If you decided to jump in this one was a little bit early. But hey, if you're just going to jump in, the more trades, the better, right? The reason being too with this one, the market was about to open. Typically those movements that start like this, it isn't even typical. I don't even want to say that. But sometimes when the movement starts like this, they just continue. And that's exactly what happened right here. Like it had a little bit of a struggle, not necessarily a struggle, but a little bit of time it took. Made a quick pop up, pop back down, but didn't close beneath any lows right here, and then just continued going. There was another thing today too. With the news that came out, there was a red folder at 9 o'clock. So we did have that news at 8, but it was an orange folder. Wasn't too concerned with that. But 9 o'clock, we had the JOLTS job openings. And that happened about right here. You can see we've got this little candle, wicks beneath here, continues going up that way. But the way I would have handled this is I would have jumped in this trade, closed it right before the news came out. So I would have closed right there and then immediately jumped back in afterwards, just to avoid anything just coming back real quickly, closing down here, closing way up there. It's mainly for just kind of closing right here where you got all this, you've got the profit on the table, and then I would just jump back in from there. So what that would look like would be this trade right here to continue that right here and stop loss beneath a swing low. And the thing that kind of sucks about this one too is this right here. Leaves this gap in between of about 20 points. So ideally, if you're going to jump back into a trade, it would be something like this, where you've got this where you've taken profit, now you've come back into your profit, and then you jump in again to essentially kind of double dip. But when you're doing this is a risk of 20 something points right there, that price can come back into, and then it actually eats into your profit. So if you were to lose something like this now, it eats into your profit more like that, So this is what actually happens when you do something like that, if price was to come back down here and close. So be aware of that. But let's see. From there, price ended up getting out about right there. So right here, this is where you're jumping out at, crosses on that 2 minute. And let's see what's going on with that. So right here, this is another good trade. You can go ahead and take this one short. You can see that it lines up right here on that 5 minute with that MACD losing strength, as well as right here on the 2 minute. So go ahead and take that one short. And the way this trade worked out, you can see it right there. This ended up being a small loss. Price dipped down a decent amount, went about 50 points, and then just decided to come back. Still really don't have a way to kind of combat this yet. Even if you were to do something with the candles here, saying like, all right, like let's say my buddy Shinobi, he has it where he looks at closing above the candles. Even if you were to do something like that, basically you would have got a break-even trade, and then rather than taking the loss. But there's plenty of other times where you can look at doing something very similar, and essentially by doing that you'll lose. So it's a double-edged sword each time. So basically just got to do one thing or the other and be able to deal with those losses. So right here, 16-point loss. Was this one in a decent position to take it long? Not really. You could have. Again, you can do whatever the hell you want, but it wasn't in the best position to take it long. That being like you've got this MACD where essentially it's a brand new MACD. So it's just like it could continue going up, could not. This would be a better one to have taken long. It actually would have got you like a worser loss, but it made more sense to take this one long versus the other one. In particular around this spot right here where you've got that darker histogram getting really close to the zero. You don't want to be near that bright one. So taking this right here, Turns this one into a short loss. About right there for about 40 points. Right here. This one lines up with a decent continuation to go ahead and take down. Basically comes back and breaks you even right here. Short position to break you even. This one take it long from there once it goes up. Let's see, not even a break even. This is more like a 6-point trade. Loss. And then from here, go ahead and take that one up. This one was a little bit late. But at the exact same time, it's going in with this move right here, where you got the MACD on that 2-minute starting to push up. And then right here, you've got this basically starting to change. It is a little bit early to jump in this one as well, but I feel better about this position than I did about that one, mainly because it swung way down here, so we're expecting a big swing to go up. And sure enough, that's kind of like what you get right here. And this one ends up going right here to about 97 points. Overall, a decent day. Decent really. I wouldn't have taken anything else after this because of coming up at 1400. I mean, even if you just held on to this trade, here it is, 1400 right there. And I'm not really interested in taking anything because, I mean, you put your back against the wall when you take something at 1400 here. You've got an hour to make something happen before that market closes. If it does move, great. If it doesn't move, you're kind of trapped. So here it is. It's just going. I mean, look at that. Really right here, 1500. It really hasn't done anything. And then it just decides to drop right there. But I mean, at top step, you need to be out by about 1510. So about right here, and big old nothing burger for the rest of the day. So I just cut it short. And let's tally this stuff up and see what we got. All right, and today we had a grand total of 191 points. I stuck to my trading system, didn't really try to change things up, and had a pretty decent day today. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys had a good day too. Make sure to check me out, The Trade Baron, on all social media platforms. I do daily recaps on the Nasdaq. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff.